part 4, and you guessed it, the most extreme of the dismissive avoidant personality. So in 2025, psychology describes the extreme dismissive avoidant as someone who prioritizes hyper independence to a degree that essentially excludes all others from their emotional worlds. Unlike the fearful avoidant who craves closeness but's also afraid of it, the extreme dismissive avoidant often genuinely believes that they do not need intimate relationships to be happy at all. So they are just completely to themselves. They basically treat all their partners like objects. Key behavioral traits. So hyperindependence, we've talked about that before, the most extreme. They often refuse to ask for help, even in a crisis, viewing reliance on others to be a profound sign of weakness. They will not be there to help you. They will not seek you to help them. They are completely independent. They do not want anyone to help them. So their deactivation strategies, when a relationship feels too close or serious, they subconsciously shut down or create distance by focusing obsessively on work, suddenly becoming hypercritical of their partner's minor flaws, or even mentally checking out in the conversation. Emotional minimization. Remember, I say they treat people like objects, like they're just a part of their game that they're playing. They may dismiss their own and other people's feelings as irrational or dramatic, preferring to operate purely on logic. So there's no going back on this one. They completely dismiss all feelings ever. Strict boundaries and secrecy. An extreme dismissive avoidant is often highly secretive about their plans, their past, using this as a tool to maintain a sense of separate self. The Phantom X syndrome. They may romanticize a past relationship or idealized perfect partner, a Frankenstein partner of all their past relationships that doesn't even exist, which serves as a barrier to keep their current partner from getting close at all. They do have typical triggers, so pressure for closeness, direct demands for reassurance, frequent check ins, or where is this going conversations can trigger an immediate withdrawal. Like you will just not get any response from them, just up and leave. They perceive any attempts to control their schedule or unplanned long-term commitments like wedding invitations or parties, things like that, can cause extreme stress to them. So they will not participate in those as well. They hate being forced to share deep emotions or admit that they need help when it makes them feel unsafe or exposed. Their communication style is often with indirect methods to distance themselves from relationships. You guessed it, even social environments, if it's a partner at all. It doesn't have to be long term or a surface level. They distance themselves from all of that. They may become increasingly distant, ignore texts, pick petty fights to push the other person away, and in many cases, they experience alexithymia, where they lack the words to describe the feelings entirely and can only express distress through physical symptoms like headaches or sudden anger. Someone with the extreme dismissive avoidant may still do acts of service. They may fix things for you, provide practical solutions. Remember, they're logical. And they avoid the gooey words of affirmation. So they feel safest when they are near but separate, sharing a room while doing different tasks without the pressure to interact with their partners. They might be reliably present. You may see them every Friday, but rarely allow the intensity to spike beyond that. So you may see them like once a week. Dismissive avoidants are really keen on their own schedule, their own privacy, their own time. So if they're in a repetition where they're expecting to see somebody on a regular basis, they will do it for a short term, and then most likely they will cancel all those plans later on because they see that that person is starting to rely on that schedule. So they'll change it with no explanation, just so y'all know. So this is another portion of what I found. So they are unlikely to seek an actual relationship. Everything is going to be surface level with an extreme dismissive avoidant. They do see their partners as generally objects. They have very little empathy and no emotional awareness. This is the part where they literally have shut you off. It's like every time you talk about your emotions, they were literally just like, and then you were just talking to them like, don't you have something to say? They won't even say sorry, or they won't even acknowledge your feelings at all. They'll just completely just shut down and, just be like, they just have no words. They can't describe it because alexithymia is a real thing at this point.